I believe that everyone's human experience is greatly defined by one thing. Whether that is sports like me, art, music, etc., everyone has at least one major factor that has made them who they are today. This has been apparent since the beginning of humanity. Throughout history, sports has influenced many human experiences. This is apparent in the work of George Bellows, sculptor Discobolus, movie The Blind Side. First up in history is the sculpture Discobolus. Sculpted by Myron in the Roman era around 5th century BC, the sculpture is of a discus player. The player is in the wind-up portion of the sport and looks as if he is about to throw. The sculpture really captures the form of a discus thrower. The sculpture was found in Hadrian's villa. Hadrian was a Roman emperor at the time and had a villa built in his honor. He had the sculpture placed in the villa, which shows that Hadrian must have been influenced by sports in some way. The Olympics back then was a way that brought people of certain areas together and overall were a very big event just as they are today. The sculpture proves that the Olympics were and are a big part of society and the human experience since they are still a huge thing today and have been for thousands of years. Next up, the work of George Bellows. Bellows was born in 1882 and died in 1925 at the young age of 42. At the age of 10, Bellows began to play both baseball and basketball. He was so good at both sports that he wound up playing at the semi-pro level in both sports. His artwork began in college where he provided illustrations for the Macchio of the Ohio State University. Despite having opportunity in both athletics and commercial art, Bellows had the desire to become a painter. Due to his past in athletics, Bellows produced many paintings of athletes. Of these, Staggett Sharkey's top left, and Dempsey and Firpo top middle. When I look at these pieces, I can't help but get a sort of dark vibe from the colors and lighting that Bellows used. In Dempsey and Firpo, you can feel the sort of victory that the victorious boxer is feeling as he stands over his falling opponent. I think Bellows captures the emotion of both boxers and fans due to his human experience of sports. His work also shows emotions of non-athletes as you can feel the emotions of possible fans who may have bet on the falling boxer. Bellows captured this by painting the surprised looks onto some audience members' faces. While the audience members are there, the main point of emphasis by Bellows is on the athletes themselves. Sports played a role in Bellows' human experience since he was 10 years old, and because of that being his factor during that time of his life, he was able to transfer it over to the painting career later in life. Third and final example of sports affecting the human experience is the movie The Blind Side. This movie is based off a true story of NFL player Michael Orr, played by Quentin Aaron in the movie. In the movie, we learn that Michael is a homeless boy that goes to school with S.J. Toy, played by Jay Head. When S.J.'s mom, Leanne, played by Sandra Bullock, discovers that Michael is homeless, she decides to let him stay the night at her house and eventually lets him move in and become a part of the family. Through Michael's life, he had always been a great football player, and because of this, he is offered scholarships to many D1 programs, and he eventually accepts an offer from Ole Miss. Whilst at Ole Miss, Michael begins to fail his classes, and due to his desire to keep playing football, he gets a tutor who helps him pass his classes. This is a great example of sports affecting one's human experience because in this story, Michael's one defining thing is football, and due to football, he is able to get a college education and actually make a career of playing the sport as he is currently in the NFL. Without football, Michael probably wouldn't have gone to college, and if he did, he would have flunked out because he wouldn't have had the desire to get a tutor when he started to fail. There is proof of this because playing football was the only reason that he stuck with the tutor during the film. Sports have been affecting people's human experiences since the beginning of time. From the sculpture of Discobolus in 500 BC to the paintings of George Bellows in the early 1900s, all the way up to the story of Michael Orr in 2000. Sports have always played a role in the humanities.